And we've got some breaking news to lead off the show, which is always good. In fact, this is particularly good news for Nebraska. They've just announced the restructured contract for defensive coordinator Tony White, who will now make $1.6 million for the final 2 years on his deal. Of course, this is big news because Tony White has been a big topic around here because he was interviewed for a couple different head coaching jobs, rumored out there for the USC defensive coordinator job. Looks like he's staying in Lincoln.
You want me to respond?
Yeah, I was hoping
Do you really want me to respond?
Yeah.
I mean, they did what they had to do to keep Tony White. I listen. He negotiated his way into an extra $600. We doling the money out everywhere. Don't make any excuses, and don't try to think that it takes millions. You know, maybe $500,000 or $600,000. It'll make you change the way you think. So, how long of a deal did we get here?
Let me double check here, but I believe it's the same deal, like a time frame that he had. They're just expanding his salary from $1 million to $1.6 million. So overall, that's a $1.2 million raise.
Terrell, please help me because I don't want to go there. Okay, I'm under the mindset that I'm going to be nice and be
I'm
somber.
going to think like a businessman. So really, he's going to equal out to $1 million a year after taxes. So I'm going to just say that part. But good job, Nebraska. Now he has to come in and do year 2 like he did year 1. Now we don't know because we're going to add a couple more opponents to this equation. But you know, I think that's a great deal. I think he's a great coach. I'm glad Nebraska decided to ante up and get him because, you know, there's a lot of schools out there that needs his services that probably was willing to pay more. But, you know, I think it's a great thing, and I think it's great for the defensive players so they can come back and focus on this. You know, now you can throw a lot more stuff into this 3-3-5, you know. But I would like to see them go out and get some hunters. You know what hunters are? Rashawn, do you know what a hunter is?
We don't change the subject.
Yeah.
Don't change it. I'm not ready to get off of this subject. I think this is important.
No, but I say it's a good
I know
deal.
what a hunter is.
Yeah, so you go out and get you some hunters for this defense. But, you know, I'm glad he's here. And
it's going to cost you $1 million to go get a hunter.
Well, there's hunters everywhere. You just got to find them.
It's going to cost you $1 million. You spending it?
No, it's not a hunter. You don't need a hunter for $1 million.
Are you spending the $1 million, yes or no? For the hunter you're looking for? Because Coach Rule told you it's going to be $1 to $2 million for a good quarterback. That's a hunter.
You got $500 and some $1 million in the bank. So let's go. Write the checks out.
Is that all it takes? Is a check?
Basically.
A bigger check.
Yeah.
Well,
a bigger bag.
So now basically I'm playing for pay. It is no longer collegiate football.
It's semi-pro.
No, it's pro. It's no semi to that. Semi-pro guys make $100 a game.
Well, no, let me tell you something why it's semi-pro, because you still got to get your butt up and go to class, because if you don't have that GPA, you won't play.
Well, that's the ridiculousness of all of this is when is the next step that you don't have to go to class? Because what are we're gonna pay a guy $2 million to be a quarterback and then sit him out because he's got a D+ in history? I don't think so. I mean, that already.
What are you guys talking about? Not in the history of football. In the history of football, have you ever seen the superstar ineligible because of his grades?
Well, that's my point. Is that this has always kind of been grandfathered in. You got certain things going on there. I don't know. It's never been just kind of on the straight and narrow with all that. Maybe at some point, if you're doing a professional league, you make it optional to go to college. I mean, if you're making that type of money, that's a job. That's a full-time job, and you can treat it as such.
But these guys, I get it, and I'm not knocking them because I wish I could have played during this time. I do. With all the money that's been thrown, I would do it the right way, and do. I mean, a coach really has it bad in this climate. Now, I'm not getting ready to tell you that I'm for giving Coach White a raise. I'm not. But if you want to keep the continuity of your team, especially probably the best part of our football team is our defense right now, then we did what we had to do to keep that solid. Okay, I'm in all on that. But tell me, who are we on defense? Who are we? What's our identity?
I don't know if you can have an identity on a losing team.
Well, I think you would say a run stopping defense based on the numbers. That's where, it's a better rush defense than a pass defense. I understand they started to falter down the stretch. Got a lot more sacks this year, not heavily turnover prone. Maybe you're asking, a 3-5, somewhat bend but don't break, complementary football type of defense.
All right. And I'm just simply saying, we need a lot of more pieces to that defense to be in the Bo Pelini conversation.
Well, I say one thing, but it depends on the competition, because I wonder myself, does the 3-3-5 work against Ohio State? Does it work against Penn State? We seen it didn't work against Michigan, so it works against lower tier Big Team 10s.
I think you could run a 4-3, a 3-4, a 5. I think you could run anything. I think it's personnel right now that's not working against Michigan and Penn State and Ohio State. I don't think it's the system.
It's players.
Yeah.
These guys talk about personnel. Now. You guys ain't paying attention, are you? We just lost to Iowa. What are you thinking?
I was 10-2 for
sure. You keep saying against Terrell Farley.
You act like
Iowa had the 100 and.
Who cares about how many yards you get? As long as you got the W at the end of the day, that's what matters. I don't care if it's a half a point to 0. You still won.
You ain't hearing what I'm saying.
I hear what you're saying, but
what am I saying then, sir?
You tell Iowa about the other. You say we lost to Iowa. Okay, 9 more opponents lost to Iowa too.
I was about to get blown out in the Big Ten championship game by 21 or better.
And what did we
21 or better? I was getting ready to give. Listen,
we lose out of Michigan? 41, 45.
All I'm telling you is this:
7.
Yes, I don't even remember.
You keep talking about we keep doling out all this money to all these people, and I'm not singling out Coach White, because again, that's what we better had done to make sure that the best part of our football team stayed put. And we don't want to hear about it next year. If you're a little bit better, but you're a losing team, we don't want to hear about, Coach White's going to San Diego State again. And then we're going to get another raise. Now it's time to put your money where your mouth is. Okay, let's ask you a question, Terrell Farley. If we are in the same position this time next year, what say you?
You blame the offense again. You now
blame the offense.
If it happens again like last year, if you plan on keeping the same 3 quarterbacks and you saying that you don't want to go to the portal, you're going to get the same reaction or the same thing that you got this year.
Are you blaming the offense?
I'm blaming.
Is that what you just did?
We didn't have a quarterback. Who should I blame?
I blame the offense.
Yes, I'm blaming the offense. Are you?
Wow.
Wow.
That's big.
It's like this, Michelle. You keep talking about the money wise, because we played in the Flintstone areas. This is the Jetsons. So this is the thing right here about this. Yeah, they're getting paid now. That's what they took college football to a level now. It's called name, image, and likeness. But at the same time, they don't understand how to play the game for free like we did, because that's all we had.
You have never went to a job. Let me say this again. You have never went to a job, we'll just say Coach White's record is a middle of the road job. I can't give them a great job because we lost games. You couldn't stop Iowa. Period. Blame the offense.
Blame
the offense. But again, I told you the thing that made you guys great was because you guys scored. Not just you. You weren't the only one scoring on that Nebraska defense.